Take a look here real quick. Uncle Dana is the man. Listen to what he says, because he's spot on.
If you're a fucking savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man. And this whole COVID thing, people don't want to go back to work and, they want to stay home and all this bullshit, man. This next generation is just such a fucking group of pussies, man. I just, for the small group of savages out there, no kids right now. Y'all know. If you're a
And that's the truth right now. If you could be savage, if you could just be on your game, which I'm very on my fucking game, you have no competition. You have no competition. See, that's a problem with being happy. Everybody, all these little fucking pussies, they're all these TikTok generation little crybabies. All they're doing is sitting around. I want to do my passion. I want to chase my passion. I want to be happy. People are chasing happiness because they're so broken inside that they can't comprehend that life is not a utopia. Do you guys know what a utopia is? Utopia, a utopia. Okay. This is a perfect existence that when there is no poverty, there is no crime, there is no war, there is no starvation, there are no droughts, there are no natural disasters. It's just a peaceful land. It's kind of like heaven, right? And the thing is this, that is never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. Okay. And if it did, you'd be miserable. Okay. And it will never happen. And the thing is, everybody's just so worried about chasing happiness. Why are relationships? The number one relationship cause of divorce, they say, is emotional differences, or just emotionally. Women in relationships. Oh, I just didn't feel. I didn't feel. It wasn't feeling it anymore. I wasn't feeling it anymore. I wasn't feeling it anymore. Okay. People who live by the seat of their pants, people who are fucking just controlled by their emotions, these people are losers. You have to realize that. You have to, if you're a person that is actually focused on becoming an above average individual, that is what I have dedicated my life to. I dedicated my life to a life of self-improvement. This is just who I am. If you turn this camera off, I'm the same person. I'm just broadcasting my journey and telling men to get their shit together along the way and come with me if you want, or don't, whatever, right? But people who are slaves to their emotions, which is a large majority of people, these kind of people will hamper you in your quest for an above average life. They will drag you down. And it is imperative for you to understand how to identify these people, because people don't change unless they really want to change. And most people don't want to change. I really want you to internalize that. Okay. And this whole thing, like people chasing happiness, like, I'm going to tell you something. All right. I'm going to tell you a story right now. Okay. Story time with MLD. Do I have a story time button? No. I'll just do, what do I got? I got to update this thing, but I do have this one. Haram! There'll be no haram today in the chat, gentlemen, ladies. This happiness thing. Okay. Let me just get comfortable. He's probably not even watching the show. Okay. So it's obviously with the viral situation I've had recently. I was on Jedediah yesterday. We were talking about it. I have been seen about 100 million times. People to this day are still hitting me up like, oh my God, bro, I saw you. Where you been? I haven't seen, it's been a decade. It's been this. Everybody's coming out the woodwork, right? Even the riffraff that I don't want to come out. But that being said, so there's this one guy, he's 34 years old. He used to hang out with me. And he hit me up. He's like, hey man, I've seen you change your life, like you need to give me some advice. And I'm like, okay, like, well, what do you do for a living? He's like, well, I'm 34, I'm a barber. Like, okay. I was like, well, that's like that's like a quite frankly, that's like a low value skill. Like you can go to cosmetology school for like what, a year in the worst case scenarios and cut hair, but then you're limited to your hours in the day no matter what as a barber, right? And I said also at 34 years old, you can start get older, things can get a little tougher, you know, what's the max you could charge for a haircut? Like if you go ultra high clientele, like what, 250, but then you have to find like what, 300 people to put in your database that'll take the haircut at 250. And then there's scheduling conflicts and all this stuff. And so I just said, you probably want to focus on getting a higher level skill. And I said, for a lot of guys, I think that's something that's really slept on is nursing degree, right? Because here's the thing, you guys right now in your 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, okay?
Shut up and take my money.
Thank you, Ryan, for that. Give me one moment. For you guys from 18 to 27, if you do not have your career path properly set, okay, you do not want to be one of these people who goes through life without a skill or a trade that you can build upon, okay? No matter what, you're chasing girls, you're getting a little fat, you're getting a little skinny, you're getting a little buff, whatever. In the background, as a man, you should always be working on some kind of trade or some kind of skill that will eventually lead you to making $100,000 a year, okay? There is no excuse. And then here's the excuse I hear, and this guy too, right? Because becoming a male nurse, dude, if you become a male nurse and then you become a travel nurse and you pick up little contracts around the states and you travel, you meet hot girls on the road. First of all, since that's all you fucking guys seem to care about is girls, 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 girls. You'd be around a bunch of hot nurses all the time, right? Number two, as a travel nurse, you can make up to $180 an hour with these overtime structures. And nurses, there's always work for nurses. They're severely understaffed. In addition to that, male nurses are in more demand than female nurses because they're just more useful in a sense that they can lift stuff that's heavier. If you're a big, strong male nurse, I mean, like if a patient falls down, and as people are getting fatter and fatter, the patients are statistically going to be getting fatter, right? So they need fucking strong dudes until they build like Robo Nurse. That's not going to come for another like 10 years. Right there. So I told the guys, like, you should look into something like nursing or cybersecurity. He's like, nursing? He's like, what? I don't want to be cleaning up piss and shit. And I was just like, immediately, I was just like, because, for me, I would rather clean up piss and shit, which a nurse doesn't do that unless there's an accident. I would rather clean up piss and shit and make $80, $90, $100,000 a year than fucking be broke and cutting hair. I don't want to look cool. I want to have my money right. And I'm like, I don't understand how a lot of you men out there will just stomach the fact that you're fucking broke. You're broke. You have no fucking money. But, well, I'm just chasing my passion, dog. I want to just chase my passion, D. No. If you're a man and you don't have your finances somewhat together by the time you're at least 27, you're a joke. You're a joke. Like, you got to grow up. And these guys, they don't want to do shit. If I lost my YouTube channel and I was just like, couldn't do digital marketing anymore, I would immediately go to cybersecurity and I would sit down and I would fucking figure it out no matter what. Work is not supposed to be fun. Work is not supposed to be happiness. If you could go to work and be happy, you're blessed. Okay. That's an above average life. But some of you retards, okay, and yes, I'm going to call you fucking retards.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
You get the retard alert, okay? Because you fucking retards would rather be poor, which is a form of misery in itself, and work some dead-end job, Domino's, some shit where you're comfortable, work at the post office, work at the fucking Uber Eats, okay? Uber Eats, all this DoorDash, all that stuff is a side hustle. If that's your side hustle, bro, Please level up. But you motherfuckers would rather work these jobs, which if you want to have your dating together too, women look at you having that job, be like, oh, well, here's an idiot. Here's a guy, because these women are fucking ambitious. They're getting their degrees and they're useless degrees, but they're still out there. They're trying to make it happen. And then your life passes you by. As my life is, because I have a high level skill. I'm digital marketing expert. I'm an email marketing expert. I'm an analytics expert, and I'm a YouTube growth specialist, right? Not to mention Instagram as well. I have a very specialized set of skills that are only going to get better as I age and get better.